Hello Scorpio, welcome to your reading for 28th of March 2022. This is a general reading. I'll be using the True Black deck for this. I'd love to read for all Scorpios, but I can't, so this is just a general one. So please do take what resonates. Yeah, let's just get straight to it. Let's see what the cards say. I'm going to do a straight up Celtic cross for this one. Okay, I've got the Nightmare card, the Nine of Swords. It looks terrible, but it's really not. It's a dream, So I think this week is, you're probably worried about what's coming up this week. I don't think there's anything to worry about. No, there isn't. Hierophant on the top there. It's all about doing what's the greater good. So think on that while you're doing it. Recent past has been really cathartic for you guys. That's the Tower. That's something that, there's been a big change. What you thought works no longer works. And then in the near future, wow, the Sun, best card in the deck. So whatever happened there was for the better, because you're in a really good place here. The Three of Wands, that's about action. It's about being specific and targeted. There's a bird flying down there, followed by other birds. You're leading the way. You know exactly what you want, and you're going for it. And again, these two cards are slightly more sort of going away. So that was the root of the matter, or your subconscious, or your gut feeling, your butterflies, and this was the past. You got the future, and we've got what is the head of the matter here, or the real clarity. Okay, so you've had victory recently. You see on here, the lion is quite smug because it's just eaten the hunter. The knife that's on the ground there is an end to hostilities. And then all these banners that are flying in the background are people going, yay, nice one. The pride, stop being taken down. So you've got this temporary victory leading to the sun. So small victory. I think this is a great victory, and this takes you down to the Fool. I mean, it's a lot of major arcana here. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4 so far. Powerful stuff. So, the Fool 0 in the tarot deck is about jumping in with both feet. It's the start of the adventure, and it's doing it with that real sense of, so what, there's no concern. In more traditional decks, he's got a small knapsack on his back that could be everything he needs to go through the journey. Some people say it's his burdens, and they're hardly anything inconsequential. And he's about to step off into the unknown. And there's a dog by his feet barking toward him, like, you sure you want to step off here? And the Fool's like, yeah, what's the worst that can happen? So that's where you're going to find yourself. You're going to find yourself in the role of the Fool. This is how other people see it. This time of fluctuation and change. This is the Moon card. It's quite a nice card in this deck. I'm not a big fan of the Moon myself, but the card, not the thing in the sky. There's a big hand coming towards you, looks a bit strange, but that hand there is actually this hand here that's pointing into this sort of portal, and the water's pouring through, and it's about emotions, and the moon is all this sort of illusion and fluctuation and change, and everything being slightly off kilter. It's interesting to see where we get to with that. Okay, the Two of Pentacles, that is the classic sort of juggling act. And while this ferret is doing a fantastic job of balancing those two coins, that's not sustainable. So what he's talking about it's a temporary thing. So I think what's working today is not going to be working in a week or a year. Whoa, fantastic end. And you finish your fight. This is your hopes and fears. So your worry is, how do I sustain this? And the chance that my answer to that would be, you probably don't. So you need to look at something better than this juggling act that you've got going on, because your final outcome is the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic card, real storytelling card, this one. You've got the foundation, which is mountains. It couldn't be a firmer foundation. It's absolutely tremendous. So you've got a really solid foundation. You've got the hammer and the axe. You've got real honest tools to create your new beginning, your new future. You know, the tools are in your hand. You're not relying on anyone or anything else. You craft this beautiful coin, and then hanging in the trees there are all the results of all your hard work. So this is about, you know, usually it's about a material or physical gain, but I also think it's about really kind of putting the foundations down in a house, or tilling the soil when you're planting a garden, you know, or planting an oak tree. You know, it's real kind of long-term growth that you're planning for there. And then the bottom of the card, the overall reading is the world. I mean, it's just, sorry, it's a bit burnt out on this light, isn't it? But there's a beautiful woman there. She's got all the signs of the tarot. She's got the butterflies. She's got the feathers. She's got the plants. She's got the fish. So all the wands, swords, cups, and pentacles are shown on her card. And you know, it's about, this is the last of the major arcana cards. So the fool completes his journey when he gets to the world, and there's a portal in there, and it's the wreath that she's wearing on her head is the same as the one that the fool has on his head. So it really is a cycle of completion. It's like, and we go all the way around and we start all over again, hopefully with this new knowledge that you've picked up the first time round. So you've got a really powerful reading here. I mean, some big heavy energy cards there, but they're all really positive. The only thing I can think of is, you know, something's obviously happened quite cataclysmic recently, and it's the old order. It just didn't work out. In the classic one, it's a tower, and there's lightning striking the tower and people falling from the tower, but there's no door at the bottom of the tower. So when it was built, it wasn't built with an escape. You were so the people's ego was so prideful that they just went, let's build this beautiful marble tower. What happens when you get struck by lightning? What happens if you need to get out of it? We'll never need to get out of it. Yeah, you did. And also, it's an external force. You know, the lightning came from somewhere else. It wasn't generated by yourselves. So I think there's been something that's been quite cataclysmic, and I think there was some movement and action around that. And then those things have kind of gone away. So you've got a situation that I think you thought was much worse than it was with the, let me just show you this card. So it's called the Nightmare card. It's normally 9 swords hanging over a woman's head, and she's sort of sobbing in bed. But the sword through this rabbit, the rabbit's innocence and purity, that's not blood. Those are rose petals. So when you turn it into that, you kind of go, oh, so what's all that about then? And all those swords behind have all got different hilts on them. So they're all different things, and it's not, you know, we can often let the little things build up and become a big problem. And that's what this is saying. It's saying this is a dream. This isn't real. So you need to be really crystal clear about what the actual situation is, or what the actual situation was. You know, if something really bad has happened, was it really that bad? Did it need to change anyway? So this card, the Nightmare card, is topped off by the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is, on this card, he's got, on the top of his staff, he's got a beehive. And basically, you know, we're talking about the Marcus Aurelius was a famous Roman emperor, and he said, if it isn't good for the hive, it's not good for the bees. And I think that's a really telling phrase. You know, if it's not good for everybody, it's not going to be good for you on your own. And this is all about the greater good. It's about working with other people. It's about working for the benefit of others, and that karmic thing of it going around and coming back around. So you've got a really powerful reading there. So something historically has gone on recently that's not been great, but now you've got a minor victory. Your near future just looks amazing. I mean, the sun is the best card in any tarot deck, and this is a great illustration of it. You know, wherever she puts her feet, sunflowers burst into life, and it just radiates warmth. I mean, the reason we're on the planet is because of the sun. That's how we can all exist, because of the heat from the sun making us all grow and live. So it's a super powerful card to get in your near future. So it's a really positive energy coming this way. I love the Fool. Fool's all about just jumping with both feet. Who knows where's it going to take you? Just be careful here. Other people might see this as is that really as good as you think it is? And again, I would say, well, who knows? Just jump in, we'll find out. Balancing act is your hopes and fears. Yeah, it's not sustainable. Whatever you've got, if you're burning the candle at both ends, or you're, I don't know, running on fumes or whatever, or the money's not stacking up, it long term that's not going to work out. So that would be the one to look out for this week. Just keep an eye on that. But your long term future with the world and this fantastic Ace of Pentacles, I'd be Scorpio this week, let me tell you. This is great. So have a great week. I will see you for the next one, and we'll see you in a week's time. Take care.